Hello students, continuing our last topic, we know that all the gases that has discussed like Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law are merely based on experimental evidences. So there is no theoretical background to justify them. So the scientists were curious to know that why gases behave in a peculiar manner under the certain set of condition. Okay, from Charles' law we got to know that the gas expands on heating, but there was no theory to give the reason for such fact. So there was a need for some theory which could tell about the happening at the molecular level, and so to answer all the question arising regarding the behavior of gas, the later a theory was called that is kinetic molecular theory of gases to provide the theoretical basis of various gas law. The kinetic theory of gases is based on the following assumption and postulates. Okay. So on your board you can see the first is the actual volume of the gas is negligible in comparison to the total volume of the gas. So all the gases are made of extremely small particle called molecules dispersed throughout the container. So these particles are so small that they are regarded as a point masses. So as these point masses, so the actual molecule is negligible to comparison to the total volume of gas. For example, the assumption explains the great compressibility of the gas because there is a lot of empty space between the gas molecule. Okay. So second assumption is no force of attraction between the gas molecule. As the distance between the gas molecule is very large, so it is assumed that there is no force of attraction between the gas molecule at ordinary temperature and pressure. For example, due to no force of attraction between the gas molecule, the gas expands and occupy all the spaces available to them on heating. Then third postulate says that particle of a gas are in constant random motion. So particle of the gas are in a state of constant random motion. For example, gases do not have a fixed shape because of their random motion. So the fourth postulate again it says the particle of the gas collides with each other on the wall of the container. The particle of the gas moves in a straight line with high velocity in all possible direction. So during their motion they collide with each other and with the wall of the container in which enclosed and even change direction upon collision. For example, gas exerts pressure. So pressure of the gas exerted is just because the collision of the particle with the wall of the container. Okay. Fifth postulate says collisions are perfectly elastic. So when the gas molecule collide with each other, they passes on their energies, they transfer the energy from one colliding molecule to the other, but the total energy before and after the collision remains the same. Therefore, the collision are perfectly elastic. So there is no net loss of energy. As there is no loss of kinetic energy, therefore the motion of the molecule do not cease. So gas never settles down. The sixth postulates says that different particles of the gas have different speeds. So different particle of the gas possess different kinetic energy, therefore they have different speeds at a particular time. So for example, when the molecule collide, they change their speed even though the initial speeds are same, but after their collision there is a transfer of energy from one molecule to the other. So the energy and the speed changes after the collision. So but the distribution of the speed remains constant at particular temperature. So last postulate says the average kinetic energy of the gas molecule is directly proportional to the temperature. So the speed of the molecule changes with the time. So the speed of the molecule is variable. Therefore, as the temperature increases, so the kinetic energy also increases. Okay, students. So we have the 7 postulates in which the 2 postulates are faulty postulates that we will be dealing with the next topic, that is behavior of gas, in which the real gas deviates from the ideal behavior. So next we will see what is the molecule speed and the kinetic energy. Okay. So students, now next we will see kinetic energy and molecular speed. So molecule of a gas are always in a motion and are colliding each other, okay, with wall of the container. Due to the collision of the speed, the kinetic energy of the individual molecule keeps on changing. So the average kinetic energy of the molecules remain constant. So we can see here that this molecule strikes on the wall of the container. As a result, what is created? The pressure is created. So they are always in a motion in a straight line. Okay, so it moves in a straight line. In this way it will move. Okay, now how to find the kinetic energy? So kinetic energy is given of this molecule. Suppose say if N1 is the molecule having speed, N1 is the molecule having speed V1. Similarly, N2 is the molecule having speed V2, N3 the molecule having speed V3. So this is the molecule. Suppose this molecule is N1 and this molecule is N2, this molecule is N3 with the speed V3, V2 and V1. So we can write the kinetic energy equation as Ek is equal to half of m into N1 V1 square plus N2 V2 square plus N3 V3 square plus so on. So this is the kinetic energy of the molecule. Okay. Now for this, now the average kinetic energy can be written as, that is half of m N1 V1 square plus N2 V2 square plus N3 V3 square plus the other molecule divided by number of molecules, that is N1 plus N2 plus N3. So this is m is mass of the molecule. So we can write as 1 by 2 m c square. So this whole term represent c square. So this is the average kinetic energy. Okay, average kinetic energy. Okay students. So in this way two scientists, namely Maxwell and Boltzmann, they studied a fraction of molecules and their speeds. The molecules can have the speed different as well as they can have a same speed also. So they took at a certain temperature, they took some molecule and studied on that, and what they observed is, so Maxwell and Boltzmann distribution of speeds. So they took some fraction of molecules with at a certain temperature and they plotted a graph, and that graph here delta n is the fraction of the molecule having the same speed, and n is total number of gas molecule having total number of the gas molecule in the container, and this x represent molecular speed, which is centimeter per second. Okay, so they got a curve. Okay, so these are the gas molecules. So from this you can observe that the three sections are there. So at the extreme end it is low speed gas molecule, and at the right hand side we have, that is high speed gas molecule. Okay. So what they observed that either low speed and high speed gas molecules are very small, and fraction of the molecules and major part of the molecules is at the center. So these molecules they possess a high speed, higher and higher speed, and try to attain a level, that is maximum level up to this, and then start decreasing as shown in the curve. So this peak, the total peak, that is being given as UMPS, that is most probable speed. Okay. Now see this portion, they observed that this molecule have the maximum speed, and this covers the maximum area. So from this he gave the different speed, they both gave the different speed, and that was URMS, that is root mean square speed, and other is U average. Okay, and the third one is UMPS. So that is most probable speed. Okay. Now students, now we can see this was obtained for a certain temperature. When the temperature is being increased, so they obtain a different curve. Here you can see the MPS. Here you can see this peak is little bit lower. So what happened when this is T2 and this is T1? Okay. So T2 is greater than T1. Okay. Now this difference, this is UMPS. So this difference, so the what happens, the most of the molecules are on the extreme right end. So the molecule, when they increase the temperature, that is they have increased the temperature to T2, the gas molecule all shifted towards the right, and what happened, this section broadens. Okay. So from this we can say that as the temperature increases, and this molecule shift more towards the right. So this is also related with the mass also. That is the mass of, suppose if two gases are given, suppose Cl2 is given and N2 is given. Okay, it has a mass of 71 gram per mole. Okay, or whereas nitrogen has 28 gram per mole. So the question is asked that which gas will have the curve, which curve. So this will have the maximum molecular mass is 71. So this curve will process by the Cl2, and whereas this curve will be processed by the N2. So why? Because of the molecular mass. So okay, so we can see that as we increase the temperature, the molecules shift more towards the right hand side. Okay students, so here the three relation, from this they have given the three relation, that is root mean square speed, and then average speed, and MPS speed. Let us see what all are this. So students, next we have the different types of molecular speeds. First is root mean square speed. It is the square means of the speed of different molecules in a gas at a given temperature. If V1 and V2, V3 are the speed of N1, N2 and N3 molecule, then it is given as URMS, okay, is equal to square root of N1 V1 square plus N2 V2 square plus N2 N3 V3 square and so on, divided by N1 plus N2 plus N3. Okay, so this is the root, it is the mean, that is the mean, and it is the easy form of obtaining the root mean square velocity, since it involves standard deviations. This is the correct form. Okay, now that is the speed of different molecules of gas. The molecules are N1, N2, N3, and square of the velocity divided by number of the observation. And it is also this expression can also be written as RMS URMS is equal to root over 3 RT by M. Okay, so this is for the case of root mean square speed. Okay. So next is average speed. So it is the average speed, average of the speed of the different molecule of in a gas at a particular temperature. If V1, V2 and V3 are the speed of the molecule, N1, N2, N3 are the molecules, then it can be given as U average is equal to N1 V1 plus N2 V2 plus N3 V3 divided by number of observation, N1 plus N2 plus N3. Okay. This can also be written as U average is equal to 8 by pi RT by M. Okay. So this is also a relation for average speed of molecular speed. Okay. Now next is our most probable speed. So most probable speed is the maximum that speed which is possessed by the maximum speed possessed by the molecules. So it can be written as UMPS which is root over 2 RT by M. Okay. So now we will see the different relation between the three speeds, that is root mean speed, average speed as well as most probable speed. So students, now we will see the relationship between the different types of molecular speed. As I told, now we have URMS, then we have U average, then we have UMPS, that is most probable speed. So it can be written as what, that is root over 3 RT by M. Okay. Now this again it can be written as 8 RT by M pi. Okay. Now this as 2 RT by M. Okay. So from this three relation we can see RT by M is common. Okay. So we will cancel this all. Okay. So our value comes to be root 3 is to root 8 by pi is to root 2. Okay. So we know the value of root 3, that is 1.732 is to this is 8 by 3.14, which comes to be 2.54, and under root of 2.54 is 1.595 is to 1.414. So this is the value of this all roots. So now the lowest values, we will divide all this with the lowest value. The lowest value is 1.414. So 1.732 divided by 1.414 is to 1.595 divided by 1.414 is to 1.414 divided by 1.414. So we get this value as 1.228 is to 1.124 is to 1. So this is the value for RMS. Okay, and this is the value for U average. Okay, and this is the value for MPS. Okay, so from this ratio we can see that our root means speed is maximum, that maximum molecular speed, and it whereas the least speed is most probable speed. Okay, so this relation can also a more formula can be obtained from this. We know this is root 3 is what, this has URMS is to U average is to UMPS. Okay, so this is root 3, this is root 8 by pi, and this is root 2. So value comes to be 1.732, here 1.595, here 1.414. So when we divide this all value with this, that is the highest one, so it will be 1.732 divided by 1.732 divided by 1.732. So this is 1. Okay, when we divide this, we get a value that is 0.921, and when we divide this, so we will get a value of 0.816. So to calculate, that is U average can be written as 1, that is URMS, okay, it can be written as URMS into 0.921, and whereas UMPS can be written as URMS, okay, into 0.816. So this is the relation of these three different speeds. In numerical questions it has been asked, so you have to put this value. Okay students, now we will deal with one of the numerical problem based on this root mean square speed. Okay. So students, let's see a problem, that is at what temperature will helium atom have the same RMS speed as H2 molecule have at 27 degrees centigrade. This is a noble gas, so it is an atom, and where this is compared with RMS speed of that of H2 molecule. Okay, at what temperature? So we know that URMS is equal to root of 3 RT by M. Okay, this is our formula for this URMS. So U of He, in which temperature is been asked. So U of He is root of 3R, temperature is asked by, this is the atomic mass of helium. So it is 4. Okay, that is the mass of noble gas, that is 4. So similarly for U of H2 molecule, I can write what, root of 3 RT. In place of T we will substitute the value of 27 degrees centigrade is there. In centigrade we will convert it into Kelvin. So it will be into 300 Kelvin. Okay, 27 plus 273, 300 Kelvin, and divided by the molecular mass of H2, that is 2. Okay, now we got this value. So now we will compare with the U of He is equal to U of H2. Okay, now this is root of 3 RT by 4 is equal to root of 3R into 300 divided by 2. To remove this square root, so we will square both sides. So squaring both sides, okay, so we will get 3R T by 4 is equal to 3R into 300 by 2. So 3R will cancel. So T is equal to 300 into 4 divided by 2, which is it goes for 2. So that is temperature is 600 Kelvin. Okay. Now it has been said, it has been asked in centigrade, we will change into centigrade. So it will be what, that is 600 minus 273. Okay, so it will be in Celsius, so it will be 327 degree Celsius. Okay, so this is the required answer. So our next topic is diffusion and effusion. Okay, so what is diffusion? So diffusion is intermixing of gas irrespective of the density relationship without the effect of external agency. Okay. Now here you can see there are two cylinders, and in which one is filled with H2 gas, that is colorless, another is filled with N2, and they are inverted, and this is a lid. So this is the lid. So when I remove this lid, this gas get intermixed. Yeah, that is or you can say it is diffused. So lighter gas, that is H2, comes downward, whereas this gas goes up, and both the cylinder acquire the same color. Okay. So what is now effusion? Effusion is again it is a special case of diffusion, a particular case of diffusion in which a gas is kept in a container and it is allowed to escape from a hole or an aperture. Okay, so that is effusion. Okay, both are almost same. That gas comes out from the aperture or a hole. Okay, when it is kept in the container. Okay, that is effusion. Okay, now as you have seen, the lighter gas, what it moves downward, and the heavier gas it moves upward. Okay, so in this way Graham's give the rate of the diffusion. So he said under a similar condition of temperature and pressure, the rate of diffusion of these gases, that is both gases differ. That is, they are inversely proportional to their densities, square root of their density. So if two gases are given, so we can write R1 by R2 is square root of D2 by that is D1. Okay, so molar mass is twice of its density. Okay, so I can write what R1 by R2 is equal to 2 D1 by 2 D2. Sorry, 2 D2 by D1. So this both will get cancelled. It is nothing same as M2 by M1. Okay, so this is nothing but it is the Graham law of diffusion, that is rate. So rate is given as volume of gas diffused divided by time taken for diffusion. Okay, so next we will see a numerical based on this Graham's law of diffusion. So students, here question is that is 200 ml of SO2 diffuses through a porous plug in 600 seconds. What volume of methane will diffuse in the same time? So according to Graham's law of diffusion, okay, according to Graham's law of diffusion, we know that is R of SO2 divided by R of CH4 is equal to square root of molar mass of, that is CH4 by molar mass of, that is SO2. Okay, so first we will find the rate of see the rate of SO2. So R SO2 can be written as I told, R is volume of gas diffused divided by time. So here 200, that volume is 200, so I will write 200 ml divided by time taken for diffusion, that is 600 seconds. So 600 seconds. Okay, now for R of CH4, okay, here that is what volume that has been asked. So what volume of methane? So I will write V ml divided by at the diffusers at the same time. So this is also 600 second. Okay. Now what is the molar mass of CH4? So molar mass of CH4 is 16 gram per mole. Similarly, molar mass of SO2, it is 64 gram per mole. Okay. Now I will substitute all this value in this equation. So what will I get? That is 200 ml divided by 600 second by we have V ml by 600 second. Okay, is equal to square root of that is molar mass of the methane. Molar mass of methane is 16 gram per mole divided by 64 gram per mole, that is molar mass of SO2 or molecular mass of SO2. Okay. Now this both will get cancelled. So 16 4s are 64. This and this will get cancelled. So 200 ml, okay, divided by that is V is equal to 1 by 4 root of 1 by 4, that is 1 by 2. So volume comes to be that is 400 ml. Okay, so this is the required answer. So 200 ml of S2 diffuses through a porous plug in 600 seconds. Volume of 400 ml of methane will diffuse at the same time. Okay, students. So in the next class we will see the next topic, that is behavior of gases.